I'm going to go over 2 exercises that are going to help people who are in S posture, right? They have excessive low back lordotic curve, lower cross syndrome. A lot of things can cause this, but ultimately what's happening here, we've got really, really tight hip flexors causing an anterior pelvic tilt. We've got really, really tight low back erector muscles now. We've got inhibited weak glutes. We've got inhibited weak core and abdomen. So we're going to stretch the hip flexors. We're going to isolate, activate, and strengthen the glutes using the leg band. First off, hip flexor stretch. Bring yourself down into a hero pose position. Obviously, make sure that you keep your knees comfortable. Do this on a nice padded mat. We're going to step one leg forward. We want a good angle at the knee. If you're at 90 degrees where your heel's right under your knee, take one little step further. Not so far that you don't feel stable and in control of your position, but greater than 90. Head, chest up, shoulders back. So the hip flexors attached to your thoracic spine. We need to maintain posture and a nice tall upright spine in position as we go into the forward low lunge. We're going to slowly push straight forward, keeping the head, chest up tall, keeping the knee directly over the toes until we feel the back knee digging into the mat and we feel that hip flexor stretching and the upper thigh into the front of the hip. Once we get here, we're going to slowly raise the same arm up as high as we can. We are then going to bend over the forward leg and twist and look over that same shoulder. Then we're going to think about squeezing and activating the glutes of the back leg that we're stretching. So we've got good reciprocal inhibition. We are engaging the glutes and forcing the hip flexors to relax and stretch. So we have double good going for that lower cross syndrome. You'll obviously repeat that on both sides, and I suggest you hold that stretch for at least 30 to 60 seconds. So after we've stretched the hip flexors, let's activate and strengthen the glutes. We're going to lay flat on the back. You're going to take your leg band, you're going to put it around both legs, just below the knees. So as close to your kneecaps as you can get in a comfortable position. Lay yourself back, put your feet in a hip to shoulder width stance. Have your feet close to your hips, not too far away because that is going to recruit and engage the hamstrings. We want to eliminate the hamstrings as much as possible, so keep the feet close to your hips. Relax your arms to your sides. We're going to practice the sandwich technique where we lock in and keep the low back nice and stable. So we're going to push through our feet and drive the hips up, and you're going to try to make a nice straight line from your knee to your torso. Feet are rooted, so we're not lifting the toes, we're not lifting the heels. We have even pressure across the foot. Base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, heel are all in contact with the floor, and I'm grabbing my feet into the floor. I'm pulling my belly button in, and I'm squeezing my glutes, maintaining those cues and posture in the low back. You're going to simply push the knees out against the band to increase the activation and resistance on the glutes. So we're going to squeeze for 3 to 5 seconds, and then we come back in for a little recovery. So we push up, we pull the belly button in, we squeeze the glutes, we grab into the floor with the feet, then we push out against the bands, maintaining the posture and cues for 3 to 5 seconds before returning back in. Suggest you do 15 to 20 repetitions of the glute exercise, and that is a great combination of stretching the hip flexors and isolating and strengthening the glutes to help with 2 of the biggest problems with our S posture lower cross syndrome people.